Woof! Welcome to Thrift It or Throw It, the holiday edition. You gotta, it's me. Am I out of focus here? Welcome. Welcome to Two Dogs Dinks for our Tuesday night hall pass. And today it's our fun show, our monthly show that we love doing and a lot of people like seeing, which is Thrift It or Throw It, where we go and search various places to see whether there's stuff that we would buy or toss, or as we said in this case, would go under the Christmas tree or to the Island of Misfit Thrifts, like a piece of coal. So that's what our whole focus is going to be on today. It's all a holiday edition. Ding, 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 ding-a-ling, ding, ding, ding-a-ling. Here's a ding-a-ling too.
Who are you calling a ding-a-ling? Hello.
Hello. So
are we in a better mood this week, honey?
We fed him. I fed him.
I've been fed.
Hair's all did, and I fed him and everything. So
it's as good as it's going to get.
Welcome to everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Tuesday night for our Thrift or Throw It. Hello to Carl, who is actually now retired, and he's actually saying that it is glorious. He's in early retirement. Tina is here, and for some reason, Tina, it just kept repeating, Tina. Good evening, Tina. I see you. Jen, Donna, Kendra. Let's see what else we got here. Hey, Heather, Kevin, howdy do. Kathy, Michael's here. Greg is watching from the TV. Mr. Adrian is here as well. Diana, and who else we got? Hello, Lisa. Dawn's here. Sherry, too. Elisa. I'm glad you got the notice. You were taking pictures. And Elisa. Paul. Hey, Paul. Let's see. I just don't want to miss it. Try not to miss anybody, but hopefully I didn't. But thanks so much for joining us here to do our Thrift It or Throw It. So actually what ended up happening, oh, hey, Bob. This past weekend, sort of out of the blue, we were thinking about doing something, and we had planned to go away to do a little sort of a thrift and estate sale thing into upstate New York, and then didn't. Canceled it, and then thought, well, we'll maybe just drive somewhere like an hour and a half away from where we are. Doug went to visit his Uncle Adrian and stayed with Uncle Adrian for a couple of days, and then on Thursday night, out of the blue, I popped onto, or Thursday afternoon, was it Thursday night? Thursday night? Actually, whatever it was, I popped out to see estatesales.net, which no matter where you are, I don't know if there doesn't seem to be much in Canada, but if you're ever in the States and you go to use estatesales.net, you can actually, hey, Scott. Hello. If you go to estatesales.net, you can search for estate sales that are coming up in a specific area. And it's a great little map that you can use and everything like that. So with that, we found a seller, an estate sale guy who we really love. His name is Mario, and he's down in upstate New York. And he just loaded like this, what looked like a crammed house. So I said to Rick, guess what? We're not going to go for an hour-away drive tomorrow. We're going to drive to the States overnight. And he was like, what? I said, yeah. So we ended up doing a little U.S. drive. Well, Heather uses it all the time. Yeah, it's really a great app. It is an app, so you should be able to download it as well. Actually, Rick, you had trouble downloading it, didn't you?
I could not find the app for the iPhone.
For Apple, but I've got it on my Android.
I used the browser on the phone.
It's great because you can favorite the things that you go to, then only look them up. That happens to be the ones coming up, so you can take a look at anything like that that's there. So it's a really,
I like the map.
Yeah, the map is great. So estatesales.net, at least, so you can just see it on the thing right there. Rick will type it in. Doesn't have a lot of Canadian stuff again, so that's sort of the U.S. version of I guess of Max Sold, because there's more Max Sold seems to be in Toronto. So we ended up going away, and we had a great little weekend. We did 2 days, 2 nights. And we picked up a bunch of, we went thrifting and estate selling because there's no garage sales on in upstate New York at this time of the year. And we went to a flea market. We went to a couple other places, But we had a great time. It's actually going to be a two-parter because part of it's what we're going to show you today. Some of the stuff is part of our Thrift or Throw It Holiday Edition. Yeah. Part of it's today. But the other part is going to be next week. We're going to do a little estate sale thing. And we're going to show you, we spent about $200 on some stuff that we might be able to flip for $2,000. So we're going to talk to you about, can we turn this $200 into $2,000? So you should see some of the stuff that we found, and we're going to show you that next week. So that's a teaser for next week. So hopefully, if you haven't subscribed, please do. If you see it down below, just hit a subscribe.
I actually picked a couple of things that he wasn't sure why I did.
Yeah.
And now, then I showed him.
Now, there's one thing you may see behind him, which he did pick, and we did have to bring home, which was he found me inside. I turned around in an aisle, and this is what I saw. Him wearing this. And he calls me the king of the baby. So it's like, except he goes, hey, it's you, but with hair. So it was, it was a whole $1.99.
That's so a little disconcerting, isn't it?
We were going to pass on the big baby head. So now we've got that. And maybe I'll get him to wear that next year on Halloween if we go, and because it's not a real costume.
True.
No more Oivatoika. that baby needs a shave. Well, so do I. Or are you talking about me? Anyway, so we found a bunch of stuff, and we're going to start out with showing you just some of the stuff that we found just randomly, actually. So a couple of things. So one thing we're always looking for, so this is a combination of things like Baggie Walls and everything like that. So we were at thrift stores. So at a thrift store, so recently, here's one of the things I ended up finding at a thrift store. This was actually, I'm not sure if this was on that trip or not. It might have even been up here. I'm always on the lookout for bagged vintage ornaments that are like still in their original bag, so older ornaments. So this actually, I think I actually got up here, but this is just some of the stuff. This is an entire bag filled with little wooden Christmas ornaments, all still in their bags, and we paid $3.99 for this entire bag. Now, we found a bunch of these last year, and we've been selling them regularly for $1 or $2 for each one of these things. So you can see, like, there's a little candle and a plum pudding. We put them together to sell in batches on Whatnot. What else we got in here? We got, a lot of candles and plum pudding. Maybe they're all candles. No, I see something else in here. Oh, no, plum pudding. But one of the things that I found is there's a lot of people now who are starting to create their own wreaths. And what do we call it, Rick? It's assemblage.
Yes, an assemblage.
An assemblage, which is taking something and putting a bunch of other crap on top.
Gluing shit to shit. Gluing shit to other shit.
Yeah, sticking vintage shit to other shit. So I actually bought some candlesticks. I'm going to try and do my own assemblage. I bought
some E6000 glue.
Yeah, and we bought some E6000 glue, which is supposedly really, really good glue.
I didn't stick my fingers together, which is
so we're going to do that crafting sort of thing and do that. So so I bought those specifically for that. So it's like, if you can find a baggie that's filled with a bunch of stuff, $3.99. There's no reason why you would pass by something like that. Then this was actually 99 cents at, I think the thing came off it, but it was 99 cents at like a Salvation Army. And it's this really cute
tree skirt.
There's Santa. Merry Christmas. It's like a tree skirt.
I think it's a little mini tree skirt.
Mini tree skirt / but I love,
or it could be a
tiny hole down there.
Yeah.
But this was, I love the writing on that. 99 cents for this little guy. I'm not even sure if this is actually going to go anywhere other than into our house, because we have a tree that we have that needs
we can put it we can put it under the tree we put in the front area.
Yeah. That stuff dries really fast. That it is cute. It could be a tree skirt or a tablecloth. Yeah. So going to watch on the big screen. Am I wearing PJs? No, I'm not wearing PJs. This is one of the things I went to pick up, which is one of my favorite designs right now is a company called Roosevelt's, RSVLTS. Oh, Roosevelt's, RSVLTS. And it is a company that makes licensed clothing and short sleeve shirts. Some of my really funky shirts everybody loves me wearing. Well, this is their, for those of you who are Star Wars fanatics, take a look at this. This is a stretchy hoodie that I just got ordered from the Disney store, and it's called Deck the Hoth. So look at this. There's these little guys. So this is actually like a spandex kind of hoodie. So it's actually it's so comfortable. I ordered this from the Disney store in the US and had it delivered to our mailbox down there. Deck the Hoth. So, and today they actually just came out with some more. And I'm getting another one, which is a long sleeve shirt that's got Darth Vader in a sleigh being led along by some spaceships. So, but great company, Roosevelt's. So Rick, what did you find? There's a couple things you got down there.
I don't remember what I'm supposed to show. Can you give me a clue? Oh, okay. These are cool.
Does that?
We
do you
went
know what
to.
my clue is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Danglers. They're the
Sweet.
mobile. This is an interesting nativity set. It's actually a mobile. I'm not going to open it up because it will be too big for me to show on screen. Basically, you can see in the picture, it's other side here. You can see here is the star, and then each of the strings has another piece of the nativity. So there are Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, a donkey, and a shepherd. I mean, it's just really cute.
It's actually balanced too. We took it out.
Yeah, we paid a whole $2 for it. And one of the funny things is that, give me a second, I just have to find it here. There. Okay, if you show my screen, Craigie, it can sell for $50. Of course, we're going to price it on the high end of the spectrum and entertain offers or send out offers. But, not a bad investment for $2.
And it will look so cute with a video.
Yes.
Like,
yes. I will do a full video, and we'll make it special.
There was another thing back behind you as well that you had.
Can you remind me?
It's things that I can't remember.
Sorry.
It's the stuff that the thrift store stuff, not the thrifter to throw it stuff. Wasn't there something else you had there?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I did.
No, I'm lost.
I found something. We were in an estate sale, and we went in the. And again, this is why you don't limit yourself to necessarily any specific thing. I was in this estate sale at the basement of this estate sale, and all of a sudden, I saw this box, and the box had all I could see, like really quickly from the box, was these things. I thought, oh look, those are pretty candles. Well, then I took a closer look and didn't know, but these were Monora candles. And there was actually an entire box of these Monora candles. And in fact, there were 3 full boxes of the Monora candles. And they were priced at $5 per box, but it was the middle of the second day. So I asked the people, it's like, okay, how much would you do these for when you're doing this? And they said, oh, how about, there's all 3 boxes. How about $6? So I bought all 3 boxes. Why would I buy 3 boxes of Monora candles? Because I looked them up, and take a look at this. This is an actual live listing. They actually sold basically this exact candle and they sold one box set for you can see this sold right there, one box set for $40, plus shipping. So I picked up all three for.
Well, the house was phenomenal.
I'm not converting to Judaism, and I do not have a clue how they fit in a menorah.
The house itself was phenomenal. It's like 4 levels of really high-end, high-priced stuff. And the basement was half price, so we spent most of our time in the basement.
Yeah, they said nothing on the other floors is half price yet.
But they had these fantastic parrot drapes.
So, I'm going to show you something else that was, what did you say? They had these fantastic...
The parrot drapes. That's where the parrot drapes were.
Yeah, that's right.
They didn't have any size on them, otherwise we would have bought them.
1960s? Not bark cloth, but these amazing bright parrot drapes. They wanted $90 for them, US. And I said, what is the price? They said, well, it's half price down here. I said, $45. I said, what's the best you can do? You've got an hour left of this sale. And the girl said, $35. And I said, okay, I'm going to try and go for it. I said, would you take 20? Because I said, we're not even going to pull them out. We're just going to take them if they're $20. They're probably $400 drapes. We left those behind. But what I didn't leave behind was this other little cute thing I found at, this is at a Goodwill. And it is a baggie, because I always look at the Baggie Wall. And this is what I saw. And we were with this other woman was actually shopping the aisles and literally picking up half the stuff we would probably look at. So it was one of those things like you tried to get in front of her. So Rick and I, there's 2 of us. So we're trying to like get in front of wherever she goes. Well, she picked up this bag and put it back down. And I picked up this bag. And the first thing I saw in this bag is right down there. You can sort of see the little deer right there.
I see the eyelashes.
Little flocked reindeer with the paper eyelashes. And I thought, I don't know if I want to spend $7.99 for this. But I pulled it off the rack and turned it around. And yeah, I'm going to spend $7.99 for this because of that alone. The little gold knee hugger, vintage knee hugger. I have not opened this bag. So I'm going to open it right now and take a better look. This is the knee hugger, which again, this color is so hard to find and it's in amazing shape. This is probably a $30 to $40 knee hugger on his own. There's some other really horrible stuff in here. Like, oh my God, the deer is part of...
That's fantastic.
The deer has been put into...
That is fantastic. I love it.
What the heck is it?
It's a door hanger.
It's a door hanger with the deer stuck on it.
Why does the deer have a halo?
I don't understand this.
Oh, and it jingles.
Look, there's a stocking to match. Okay, I'm going to be pulling that deer probably off of there.
Nana put a lot of time and effort into that.
Boots. So, yeah, Nana did put a lot of time in that. But
show it again. Bob missed the knee hugger.
So that was the one in the package. That's what I saw. That's what made me pay $7.99 because I saw this deer, not realizing it was joined on a... This is probably a $10 deer, easy, for a flocked deer. You always look for flocked items and make sure that they have good flocking to them because there's a real...
Otherwise, you're flocked.
There's a big market for vintage flock stuff. So much so that I bought these, and Rick told me not to, but I didn't care. I paid $9 for these.
Oh, yes. Little duckies.
I just think these are so cute. Again, we're going to go on to our thrift or throw it in a minute, but these are in amazing shape, and it's the set of 3 flocked geese, like Santa hats and all. So,
well, Lisa's made a comment, Craigie.
These are actually going to be... Hold on a second. These are actually going to be things that we put into a Whatnot show because these are the type of things that can go really, really well on Whatnot. Probably won't make more than 10 or 15 bucks on them, but it's still a nice little thing. But again, you look for, always check the flocking. If you can feel the flocking, feel the flock. But if you can't feel the flock, look for what you see plastic through it, which is the flocking worn off. Now, what were you going to say?
Oh, Lisa was saying that leave the deer on the door hanger and call it Granny
Okay,
Core.
we'll try that. Why not? Granny Core. I'm not sure what I think of that word. Yeah, people do add core to everything. That's true.
Is it like an apple core? What's inside Grandma?
But just to show you an idea, like this is something, this is actually flocked items. Look at this on Etsy. This flocked Christmas ornaments lot. Let's see if I can, oops, oh, gotta make this bigger. Flocked King, $23. 50s pair, as is, $22. A deer, $25. Take a look at it, like $51. So the little Santas. So you can, there's a flocked mouse for $6. So we were looking for these kind of things as well, and these felt flocked ornaments. So always looking for that when you're talking about those sort of things. So that's the reason that we said look for flocked stuff. So we want you to keep that in mind, because again, we were at one. Remember, we were at the one Salvation Army, Rick, that literally was just bringing out like its second big cart full. Like I'm talking 6 feet, 8 feet tall by 10 feet wide carts. They had not even unloaded their Christmas stuff yet. They're only done their first boxes. So, and another store we were in, we bought some Christmas stuff, and the guy said, "Oh God, get rid of it." And I said, "Aren't you just getting us?" "Oh, don't talk to me about it," because I have so much Christmas stuff. So there's still tons of this out there, and tons that you can make money at. So now, since there is things that you could make money at, the geese are from the 12 Days of Christmas. Three geese laying? There's not 3 geese laying, is it?
Now we're all singing that song.
5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves.
I thought it was 7 geese laying. Is it 7?
Let's start on to things that are part of our thrift it or throw it section. So first one we're going to go
hold it. We forgot.
Wait. Huh?
We forgot. You did the menorahs. There were a couple of other.
I didn't forget. You said you couldn't remember anything else for me to show you.
Okay, so they had a little booklet, the Tiny Menorah Makers. I haven't looked it up. I just thought it was cute. And a coloring book, 8 Days of Hanukkah, with Crayola crayons. So I'm going to look those up and see what they could sell for, but I'm not going to do that now.
Carl ate the other geese with a nice Chianti. So let's go on to our thrift it or throw it side. So the first thing we're going to show you is something that is probably typical. So you're always able to look up these, and Hallmark is always a pretty good thing to look for. So this is a Hallmark frame. This is a Santa frame 4x6 with a vintage kind of Santa on it. It is brand spanking new inside the box, cute little Santa. It is Hallmark, so it's a few years old. There wasn't any year on the box. So if you saw something like this, would you thrift it or throw it? Island of Misfit Toys, or put it under the tree? Under the tree or the land of toy misfits? What, I'm trying to think of another way to say thrift it or throw it. Thrift it or throw it. Let me know. It's Hallmark little Santa Christmas frame. $5.99. They actually had a couple of these there for $6. Throw. Oh wow. Throw. So many throws. Throw. Off to the island. Off with your head. Well, what did we do with something like this? Well, throw. It doesn't have a year. Thrift it, but thrift. Oh, one thrift. Well, what did we do with it? We threw it. Yeah, it was not the kind of thing that we needed to pick up. It was
for me, that's the sort of thing that you would buy to put a picture in and give as a gift.
Well, there is like thrift it and
not
gift
for resale.
Potentially a good idea, but if the box, I think the box would have to be a little nicer shape to thrift it and gift it, because the box.
Oh no, you wouldn't need to keep it in the box.
Oh, I see what you're doing anyway. Yeah.
You just take the frame out, put your picture in. Hi, Santa. And then gift it.
Okay, so you didn't like that Hallmark thing, but what about this Hallmark thing? This is so cute. This is a Happy Holidays teacup, saucer, and teapot, and it's a little snowman. So it's the teapot for an individual one, $5.99, and there's a little like sweater cup underneath it, and it's on a little saucer, and it's from a set that they call just Happy Holidays on it. Again, no year, but that's has a tendency. This is what was on the bottom of it. Teapot, mug, and saucer, and it's just the Hallmark licensing. Originally $24.95, T for one. So, and again, this was actually, you can see by the plastic is still on this. This is still wrapped. This is brand new in the package. So let me see what we got here. T for one.
To me, it looked like they used the tape to put
throw. Well, nobody likes the Hallmark as well. It's literally a white elephant. throw. Sherry would thrift it, and Donna would thrift it because she does well with single. And okay, thrift and a throw. Well, what did we do with this? We threw it. Well, it's only a $15 pot, so it's nice, but there's not enough money to be made on something along those lines. So that's the other thing, is always to try and make sure you're trying to figure out the money to make on something like that.
Well, plus that would be heavy and probably cost about $10 to ship to California.
Yes, very true. So next is nuts. It's a Nutcracker tray. This is Celebrate the Season. This was $2.99. And this is a set of 3 Nutcracker trays. You can see them there. They're in the box. This was at a thrift store as well. So I think this is Salvation Army. So this is like a little tray, a little bit bigger tray, and then a bigger tray around it. Brand new in the box. It's not really very small. But what would you, I don't think the other picture is just, I think it's just the price tag on it. Yeah, that's the only that is on there. So what would you do with something like that? Thrift it or throw it. The Nutcracker tray lot. It's plastic. It's a plastic one. Thrift. Celebrate your nuts. Throw. No name. Nope. Throw. Thrift the trays. Throw. Thrift. Holly's got thrift. Andrew's got thrift. Well, so we're like, for $2, thrift, Kathy says. Yep. Throw. Thrift. Well, this is an interesting one. So we got like a 50-50 split on this one for thrifting it or throwing it. So Kevin says thrift. So what did we do with this?
Of course, we thrifted them. They're actually lacquered, and they're made in Japan. We usually see these with other sorts of designs on them.
Yeah, we've had them with a lot of sort of more Asian inspired designs and floral designs.
Brand new, still in the plastic. But it's the set of 3 trays.
You're off camera completely.
Oh, sorry. It is the set of 3 trays. And
now we are probably going to put this to, we are doing a Christmas Max Sold. We just finished doing a Max Sold that had about a lot of Christmas stuff in it and did really well with it. We probably are going to put this into that like our Christmas Max Sold, especially at $2.99. There's not a big risk to what it is that we're looking at with something like that. So that was those Nutcrackers. Well, what do you think about these Nutcrackers? This is a Baggie Wall. $4.99 for the baggie. You can see up there. And it's got a bunch of different kinds of nutcrackers sitting inside it. And this one looks like it says Dollarama on it. The one beside it, though, says Steinbach Brachvent, handmade in Germany. Marienburg. Marienburg. So that is, but again, it's also got this lovely styrofoam styrofoam Santa in there. So if we go back to that picture again, this is, and then, oh look, a block. So some dollar store kind of thing, but at least it looks like there's one, maybe two of those salad. So we've got, oh, okay, this one we're getting a pretty fast one. The thrift, 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 thrift. Throw. Diana's a one throw on this one. German is usually a thrift. Thrift, I think it's a good brand for nutcrackers. What did we do with something like this? Well, you know, yeah, as I said with the other thing, when you got one thing in a bag. So I did take this. We bought this for $4.99. It's not so much, obviously, this, which is from a dollar store for $1. In fact, the Dollarama sticker is off of it. But there are 3 or 4 others, which I'll open up right now, which I thought were kind of cute. And I did look up. I'm going to open the baggie right now. I did look up to see. This is one of those ones here. Well, I've actually got a little listing here to show you that depending upon what they are, they could do okay for us. This is some of them that are on right now on eBay as solds. We've got some little guys there, $50 for that set of 3 that's here. We've got $40 for that set. Couple of things. Mormon missionaries, $49. Who knew? There's just a handmade Mrs. Cratchit. So I think that there's another one, Mexican German, if he has $28. So again, so I got the little snow person, snow lady. There is the typical Irish snow person. We have this little Santa. And again, it's good that they still have the paper stickers on the top. So that's 3. Well, now we got 4 with this one. Stickers on the bottom, not on the top on him.
Can you show me the Santa again, please?
5. Look at these.
Can you show the Santa again?
Can I open the finish opening the bag?
Yes.
Then we have, I don't know what the heck this is, but somebody made a little that will go in our Whatnot show. A lovely plastic bird.
Ooh, that's pretty.
And our Dollarama Nutcracker that will be donated back. So you wanted to see which
I want to see what the Santa looks
the
like.
Santa?
Does he have a name on him?
Well, yeah, it's the same thing. It just says Brachent Flackenflacken.
Okay.
So
thank you.
His eyes underneath there. So again, $3.99 for this bag, and we got 5 of these. So these are costing us less than $1 a piece. And it looks like we could get $40 or $50, maybe a lot more for those. And oh, there's a little. I wonder who this belongs to. There's a little wooden sword that might belong with one of them. So, what?
Careful what you're. Here's a little wooden something.
Sword. There's a little wooden sword.
I think it might go with the Dollarama one.
Next thing we found is in. This was on a shelf, so we're always looking for names, and sometimes names work out well, sometimes names don't. This is one of those things that's like there's a 50-50 line with this. This is a box, and it is the Lennox for the holidays, Little Town of Bethlehem, Holy Family. So this is, there's a better picture of it there. Oh, Little Town of Bethlehem by Lennox. And there is the picture, $6.49. There's the story in case you needed to know. And there's what is inside it that you get. Now, it looks like there's a lot more to this set. It's porcelain. There's villagers, animals, buildings, everything. And it's $6.49. But this is one of those things that you sort of are, it's in that yes or no. Little Town of Bethlehem, Holy Family. Carl says thrift. Adrian says thrift. Pardon me. We got 2 thrifts. and everybody else trying to either look it up or figure out what they're going to be doing. Oh, okay, thrift. Paul is throw. I don't know until I see in the box. Thrift. Well, throw is like Nelly. Thrift from Kathy. Well, we're showing you the picture of what's in the box. That's what's inside the box. I pretend thrift. I would do a Carl search, but then most likely thrift. Not sure. Probably throw. Thrift. Jennifer says thrift. So I think on this one we're about, are things broken? No. If we wouldn't do it wouldn't be broken. It's not a broken thing. Thrift. So we wouldn't be, if it was broken, we wouldn't tell you because that's an obvious, don't buy this because it's broken kind of thing. So what did we do with this? Did we thrift it or did we throw it? We
thrifted it.
Thrifted it.
The box is super weird. It actually is. It feels like it's covered with wax, and the wax paper is coming away from the box itself. But on the inside, I don't think this was ever put on display. Sorry. It is Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. And again, they are mint, mint, mint. And the reason I picked it up is that I did a quick Google search and I found that they are listing and selling for hundreds of dollars.
I was shocked.
Here's one that sold in December of 2020 for $184.90.
Just
like
unbelievable how much some of these, especially on the nativity side, can sell for. It's just.
And here's our listing. I'm thinking of putting it at $179.99.
Yeah. Jeez.
What do you think,
right. Jeez Louise. That's nuts. Holy moly. Yeah. So honestly, the thing to think about with something like that, though, is you really do need to make sure that you are.
Well, there's the other thing. Can you see the original price, Craigie?
Okay, there we go. It's 100 and it's too far. It's too fuzzy. You can't read it.
Sorry, $187 is what it originally.
So I don't think that we called this. I think that you actually picked this up and then you looked at the price on the bottom that said $187 and you just put this in your box, didn't you?
Well, that was part of it. I Googled it when we got home, but anyways.
When you got home, but it was the fact that it had an original $187 price tag and was for $6.99, which is surprising at a thrift store that they saw the $187 and they didn't try and put it for $49.
I think they looked at what the box looked like. The box looked really raggedy and sort of crappy. Anyways.
Well, that's just it, though. It's Lennox, but that's
not all Lennox.
About 50%. You really need to do your research because about 50% of Lennox stuff actually does not have a value. I could have done a show that was just Lennox for Christmas. Yeah, not all Lennox is worth anything. There's lots and lots of Lennox that does not have a value to it. So you got to be careful that you don't just grab something because it says Lennox and go, oh, I got to get this. It's kind of like, the Lennox spice houses that Lisa just mentioned. Those are retired. But this particular thing, if they had the other set, and now it's like we didn't look to see if there were more, but if we probably would have spotted them. But Rick found out the set, which includes the Three Wise Men and I don't even know if it included the Crash 2. You found sold on Worthpoint for $750. Yep. For that set. And one of them was sold like a month and a half ago or 4 months ago or something like that. So it's $749. That's it. Old little town of Bethlehem. So keep your eyes open. But Lennox is a hit and miss. But we got a hit with that particular one. That's for sure. Let's see. What do we got next on our list? Okay. So some people think that, well, here's a perfect example that's in that world. It's like, just like Lennox. Here's another example of something that could be good or may not be. Where'd it go? Oh, I just lost it. No. Okay. Well, here's actually, we'll go to this one instead. So let's have a little bit of a semi-argument here. There's some movies that are like considered to be Christmas that you don't really know if they're Christmas or not. So every once in a while you find something, and one of the biggest sort of arguments back and forth between people is whether Die Hard, the original Die Hard with Bruce Willis, is a Christmas movie. Now, lots of people say that it is a Christmas movie. Why? Because it took place at Christmas. But other than that, it's kind of not a Christmas movie. So you can have both sides of the argument. But for our sake, on this side of the argument, this is what we found walking through one of our thrifts. Nope, not ourselves. This is what we found walking through one of our thrifts. It's on a top shelf, and it is a very large statue of Nakatomi Towers. There it is. You can see beside it. It's like taller than the horse that's behind it. But it's a $9.99. There's a better picture of the logo. Nakatomi Tower. So is it now? Okay, so we've got here Die Hard. Absolutely Die Hard. It is a Christmas movie. Absolutely. Yes, it is. Not a Christmas movie. It's not really. It's not a Hallmark movie either. Not a Christmas movie.
I'd like to see it remade as a Hallmark movie.
It would be fun to see it as a Hallmark movie. It's not Lego. It's literally just a big plastic tower. Yes, it is. See, it's one of those yes, it is notice. So for $10, would you thrift this or throw it? Donna says throw. Carl says, well, it is different. Sherry says, oh my God. Kevin's like, thrift. Diana's, I don't keep it in the Christmas bins, then it's not considered a Christmas movie. Janet's husband is drooling over the tower. Kevin would keep it if he got it. Carl is, I guess, thrift. I love Kathy said, love it. If it's Christmas music, it's a Christmas movie. Throw from Heather. Duh. Thrift. So we're sort of, I think we're probably thrift. So this is an interesting. Thrift couldn't leave that behind. Thrift. Joel is thrift. Thrift the hell out of it. With a coupon. Then do a local pickup. So, and Elise is like, man cave plus Christmas equals sale. So what did we do with this? Oh, guys, I just had to. This is how big it is. This is the Nakatomi Tower. So you can see this is not tiny in the slightest. It's solid. It's solid. It is not a bank. It is a solid thing. And yes, it was a Blu-ray special edition of Die Hard. So it came with some Blu-ray movies stuck in the back there. But Rick, did you look that up while I was doing this?
Of course not. I'm busy being entertained.
Because I didn't have that ready. So this is very interesting. This sells with the Blu-rays for between $300 to $600 for this. This $300 to $600 with Blu-rays. I don't think people are buying it for the Blu-rays. I think they're buying it for this so that they can have their own Nakatomi Towers. And yeah, I actually saw that like that. I saw Nakatomi. I saw the towers from a distance and went straight to it. So it was like, but yeah, Rick's trying to find an example of it right now. I then went straight to the Blu-ray section to see whether or not I could find the Blu-rays for it. I couldn't, but that's just it. It literally is like it's just a solid plastic tower. It's not a bank or anything. So this is just a display piece that people are paying $300 for used open ones to $600 for a sealed one. So shipping is a challenge a little bit, but you know, the challenge is going to be whether I let it go. I think I'm going to have to. I'm going to try and see. I'm going to try and auction this, and I'm going to auction this starting at $299 for just this, because I can let it go for $299. So we'll see. It's very light too. That's just it. It's a lot easier than the photos made me think. So even better.
There we go.
That'll be hard. Needs a teeny tiny falling Hans Gruber. But there's Rick. Can you make those bigger, Rick?
Yep, I'm gonna try. Oh, wrong screen.
So these are them. There it is, loose. 2015, $409. $325. So again, I don't think people are buying it for the actual Blu-rays. I think they're buying it for the Nakatomi Tower. Yeah, start the car.
Yep.
So that was, again, that's we find interesting stuff, and that's why you all like go out of your comfort zone. You never know what you might end up finding. This is another thing that's kind of out of our comfort zone that we thought, wonder whether we should get this or not, because this is not cheap. This is a face that glows. It's a fireproof Santa treetop. You mount the light bulb in the back of Santa. Now, here's Santa. His nose is a little crushed. But he's $35. So for $35, would you invest $35 in a glowing face fireproof? Thank God it's fireproof. Santa treetop. Mounted light up in his back. Thrift Santa. I'm not sure if that, I guess it's thrift for $35. Thrift it. Thrift. Throw. 35 is steep. In a box. Thrift him and keep him. Throw. It is a lot. This was at an antique mall, so there wasn't a coupon that we could use. Probably get 10% off if you ask. Thrift. That I would have to look up. So we're about I think an 80% thrift on this. A couple of throws. Joel's a thrift on this. And this was something that Rick found. So Rick, what did you do with this? Did you thrift this, or did you throw it?
We threw it. I couldn't
You're supposed
justify
to go like this and pretend that you've got nothing in
Sorry,
your...
I couldn't justify it, and then I finally was able to find it on Worthpoint, and oops, sorry, wrong screen. There we go. So it looks like they can sell for just over 100.
It's a little too big. But Scott's a throw, I mean.
I mean, there's one that sold for 29. So I think it would be a roll of the dice. The one here that sold for 110 doesn't have the fading.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the thing too, is the nose on this one was crushed a little bit too. But...
And this says that box shows minor wear from age.
So, and this had writing on the box as well up here, and some tear and wear to it. So this is priced basically at eBay retail for the condition that it's in. So, but it was a real interesting thing to look at, because we saw that tree toppers can go for really good money. And Rick didn't look it up at all. You didn't do anything with that. You just sort of left it there.
I tried a Google image search, and it wasn't giving me anything right away. And I was kind of skeeved out by the booth that it was in.
Something that lots of people see, and I know I always challenge people to interactives. So here's an interactive challenge for you. This is the Wonderland Bear Band, a trio of lovable bears who swing and sway while playing 12 Yuletide tunes. There's the little bears, and they're on their little tree stand. They're there. It was $8.99. There's the name of it. By Christmas Fantasy. This is a name that I'm not as familiar with. It's not a Mr. Christmas or Trendmasters, which are two really big names for interactive toys. Christmas Fantasy is not one that I'm used to knowing about. So this is the Wonderland Bears, and we did test the Wonderland Bears, and it did work. So we always want to give you, yes, it's working or not. And boy, that was fast. Nicely, Donna's like, they look resin. I would pass. Throw the bears. Like, throw the bears. Throw the bears far away. Hate it. Why? What strong opinions everybody has of those. Throwing the bears. Throwing the bears. Kind of weird. Yes, it is kind of weird. I guess it is kind of weird that the bears are singing. Throw. Everybody's saying throw. So we got nobody who wants to thrift the bears. So you know what? That's really terrible because we didn't want to thrift them either.
Yeah, again, I found some listings on Worthpoint. So one sold for $75, another for $50, $45.
And those are in the past 3 years as well. So
yeah.
And that's one of the really great things that I love about using Worthpoint as well is there's a couple of things we've actually looked up, and when we've gone to look them up, they have not been, they're not eBay 90-day solds. So with eBay, you can only look up the past 90 days. So if you're looking up eBay solds right now on your phone, you're seeing stuff that is going from August, September, October. Well, in August, there weren't as much people selling Christmas stuff. Now, if you have Worthpoint, you're getting like 15 years worth of this. And if you haven't subscribed to Worthpoint, you can get a 7-day free trial. You can also go and there's a link that'll be in our description on how to sign up for Worthpoint. But they also have a lot of other things, like they have a Marks set. I'm going to do a video on them soon. They have a thing that's got all these different reference books in there. But again, there's a number of things we found where they have not even been in Terapeak when we got home to look them up. They're not even in 3 years worth of Terapeak. So this is what the great thing about Worthpoint is. We use it pretty well daily. And once you start thrifting like we do, and a lot of you guys I know do the same thing, you thrift whatever it is out there. Worthpoint is a very valuable tool for you. It is available for your phone as an app as well. So that's one of the things that we love about it is you can use it in the stores right beside your eBay 90 days if you really want to do that. So here's another thing that's in that same world, but it's a little bit different. This is the Douglas Fir Talking Singing Tree. This is Douglas Fir, the Talking Tree. He sings, he talks. This one has new songs. And this is the eyes open and close, the mouth opens and close. It's a little freaky. It's got the Santa cap that you stick on top of it itself, but it's the Douglas Fir Talking Tree, and this one's $14.99. So would you thrift the Talking Tree, or would you not? I'm guessing thrift. You guys got it last year. Thrift, Douglas. Thrift. Joel just passed on one. I know Douglas is popular. I've seen a lot of them around pass. I'd say torment my Douglas. Throw. Okay, so it looks right now $15. Lisa's cheap. So she'd pass on that. So throw. Okay, now we're getting a little throw, to put it by the talking the talking fish. So what did we do with that? We actually threw it. Why would we throw something like that when we bought it in the past? Well, there's a reason. There's about 5 or 6 different versions of Douglas the Talking Tree. Now, one of the versions that makes more money is the version of Douglas that comes with a cassette deck. That this one doesn't. This one is programmed, so you can't do anything with it other than play what's there. But the version that comes with a cassette, you can put any cassette in you want. That one has a tendency to be worth more. You also need to really look hard to see how used it is, because sometimes the spacing of the branches is in really bad shape. So it is actually kind of that thing. It's literally what Donna said. We have actually seen a lot of these all over this year. This particular tree is at a thrift store, and it's been there for 3 or 4 weeks. Nobody's bought it yet. Feed the tree to the singing bears. I guess it could be the Billy Bass of Christmas. But again, if you can find it with the cassettes, that's an important thing. There is also...
Here's some recent pricing, just as an
the regular
example.
kind, yeah.
That's the regular kind, but I'm going to scroll down here, and there is one with a cassette coming up right there.
$99. So that's what I'm saying. You got look for the cassette version, or look for the giant Douglas face that you stick in a Christmas tree. We have one of these upstairs. The box is this big. The mouth is bigger than my head. The eyes are the size of my head. And you stick them inside a tree and make a real tree. This is it. Make a real tree sing. Like, Rick, you can probably go and grab there. See, look at the child on it. And this is so creepy. But there's the face that you stick in a tree. Now, we were lucky enough. We actually picked this up. Rick, can you go grab it just to show the box at the top of the stairs? We were lucky enough to grab this at a garage sale for $5, and it works. We tested it there. They actually let us plug it in there. So it is, but it is so creepy, and it's so large. It's probably going to cost about $30 to have this ship, but they do sell as well. So if you ever see this giant thing that Rick is now searching for right now, thrift if it's creepy. Yeah. And the picture of the girl by it, it looks like should be a photo for a movie, like a movie poster for like some like satanic Christmas thing that's out there for sure. It's just okay. Here's Rick. There he is. Wait, let me add you back in, Rick. This is how big the box is. And then there's 9 pounds, 8 ounces. That's the size of it. So it's a 10-pounder. But look at, again, the little picture of the girl on the front, Rick. Hold that up. So closer. Closer to the face. Closer to the face. Closer. Look, doesn't she look like it's either got its branch on her back saying, if you don't say you like me, I'm going to kill you. It's just it's such a weird thing that, again, we bought it. Not thinking about size because it was big. It's about to eat the little girl, yeah. So let's see. We got a few more minutes left. Here's the next two. The last one I'm going to show you. This is actually from a thrift. One of the last. It is a Five Nights at Freddy's thing. Exactly. It's softly touching her face with branches. That Tammy was never seen alive again. This was at a thrift store or at an antique mall. And we saw this chest just as we were about to leave. And this is the chest that we saw. This is a paper, like a cardboard ornament chest. And you can see it's actually quite large. So we opened up the chest. It's $50 for Christmas ornaments in a Christmas box. Ornaments in a Christmas box. And this is what it was filled with. So it was filled with a bunch of sort of random Christmas ornaments. There are 2 levels of this in the box. And it is the thing about them, Lisa's like, oh, hell yeah. It rubs the sap on its branches or else it gets the hose again. Those are awesome ornament boxes. It's a funky looking box. Thrift the box. So it was $50. Yeah, that's just it. It's $50.
Oh, 50 US. So
50
like
US
70
for
Canadian.
this. So, and again, there's everything from like, looks like Holly Hobby, but this, I'll show you a better picture of this. This is the thing. These are West German ornaments. Thrift. Start the car. Thrift. And again, so the whole box is about $50 US. Throw, at least it's throw. Thrift or keep for yourself. $50 US for the box, and filled with a bunch of these ornaments. Would we thrift it? Should buy it, keep it for mine. Never mind thrift. Did we thrift it or throw it? Sorry, I have to move the Nakatomi Towers. We had to thrift it. This is the box itself. And the reason that we thrifted it was because of the size of the ornaments at the end of the day. This is what was unique to us, is this was filled with this was filled with really large ornaments. These are 6-inch tall ornaments. Now, it's a couple of things about ornaments. If you find glass ones, one, if you can see what's on the top there, this actually says West Germany on it. But the ornaments that have this sort of cone or hole in them, I don't know the technical term. Indentation. This ornament could be a $10, $20, $30 ornament on its own. We haven't looked up any of these things. This entire box, we have not even gotten into the second level on this. This is the box right now. I'm not going to turn it too far up, but you can see what's in there. So I'm going to show you a couple of the other things that are inside here that were interesting. This was another interesting one. Again, this says West Germany on it. It's got multiple indents on that one. There are some that still look like that looks like it's might be a little bit newer, but it's actually a really interesting 3-dimensional kind of thing, but I can't tell if it's homemade or not. We have, this one's even larger, and this one is also West German, but take a look at that. So this is like $50. We got $5 off, because that's the most. It literally was brought in the day before, so she wouldn't take any more money off of it. But Rick, you didn't want it, did you?
I was unsure.
Now, I know that like this is not going to be worth anything. This Holly Hobby kind of stuff. There's a couple of those in there. There's this strange thing here that I have no idea whether someone made it or what they did with it. It's funky, but I'd have to carl it to figure out more about it. But it's pretty darn funky ornament. The indented ornaments are called reflectors. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you. And Rick is okay with them, because I said to Rick, this will fit in a good size box on its own. And no, we won't. We will box this in a box, and then we will ship it that way. So
we've shipped a lot of glass ornaments. I'm comfortable with them.
I'm probably going to actually take the ornaments out of the box and put that cardboard ornament chest in our next Max Sold, because it is a vintage ornament box. Fortunately, the handles on the side are gone, but I know I'm going to get my $50 back. I hope I'm going to at least double that up. Yep, you bet. Depending on how old the Betsy Clark is, they can sell up to $61. I'll have to take better look at that.
What is Betsy Clark?
Betsy Clark is this.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was Holly Hobby, but
that reminds me of those the cards or the stationery.
A homemade touch can do so much. Woo! Yes, it can. And then there's this. I don't know. I know it's supposed to be a candle, folks, but it does not. It's just homemade.
Holy shit balls!
That's just wrong. That's just wrong.
Holy shit balls, Greggy.
What? What? No way. I gotta look up more Betsy Palmer, whatever the hell her name is.
Betsy
Clark Christmas balls. Okay, folks, that's our woof for this show. Look for Betsy Clark Christmas balls because I have probably passed over the. That's the ornament right there. $65 sold in 2015. Holy crap on a stick. I don't know if those are peppers, but I don't think they're peppers. So you never know what
Sorry
you're
for my swearing.
but hopefully in your trips, you may find in your little thrift it or throw it, your holiday edition, a lot more stuff that goes to the under the Christmas tree or on the Christmas tree, or a lot of stuff that goes to the Island of Misfit Thrifts. Whichever way you're searching, just make sure you do a little extra research. Think about things that are flocked that you might not have, even if there's not 6 or 7 geese that are there. Look for your little nutcrackers. Look for the German name. Look for big balls because, you know.
Remember Hanukkah is also a holiday.
Just because you're not Jewish doesn't mean you can't sell something Jewish. So there, and yes, and shiny balls.
Look for things that dangle.
Look for your swing dings. Look for all those sort of things. And now look for Betsy Clark. Who knew? Thanks so much for joining us here. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of fun with us here on our Thrift It or Throw It. Next week it's going to be our can we flip $200 from a weekend into $2,000? We're going to show you some amazing stuff that we found at thrift stores and at estate sales. So hopefully you'll join us for that.
Things he didn't understand why I bought.
And things I did not have a clue as to why he bought. And then he proved to me why we bought them. No sweaty balls here. Dusty muffins? No, actually. But thanks so much. Give us a thumbs up. Hopefully you subscribe. Thanks big thanks to everybody who is a member of the Kennel Club. Thanks for supporting us here for the $3 a month. Hopefully we gave you some ideas there. Maybe the next time you see a giant Nakatomi Towers that you will debate whether it's Christmas or not, but you'll pick it up because even for $10, this would go for $100 easy. And then you can put your little guy down here, or you can toss one of the things that we just had off there. We'll see you next week. Thanks so much for joining us here. And see you on Craft. Thanks for all your support. Time for dinner.
Bye.
Yay! Bye, everyone.